Welcome to the Splash 2024 Black Diamond Advisory YouTube podcast. Quite a name there. My name is Cameron Lackborough, and I have with my host,
Selvan Katukaran.
And we are delighted to have our special guest,
Mike Burens.
So, Mike, you are a Black Diamond Advisory customer. I think I have that right. Could you explain to the audience what OneStream has meant to you and your company?
Sure. So I work for Univar Solutions. We've been on OneStream for 9 months now. Mm-hmm. And so we are currently using it for consolidation, close management, and forecasting planning. We've got a roadmap of activity planned for the next 18 months or so in partnership with Black Diamond. So we're excited to move forward with you guys. It has helped us immensely so far, and I would say we're just starting out. It's helped us consolidate global financials. You hear a lot about one version of the truth and consistent reporting. It's enabled all of that. And our users are excited about it.
So did you come from another technology before you did OneStream, before your company did OneStream?
We did. For consolidation, we're using Oracle HFM, and for planning, BPC.
BPC, gotcha. When Selvan and I were in the Oracle space, we never did HFM. We did the planning and analytics side of it, but we're well familiar with HFM.
So you are planning to replace BPC with OneStream forecasting, or
we've already done that.
Oh, okay.
We've already done that. Yes.
Excellent. We all just left the keynote with all of the luminaries of OneStream. What did you take away from that? So there were lots of announcements that'll be coming out in drips and drabs from the conference itself and BDA's blog. How about you? What excited you and what you heard from them?
I think one thing that's exciting about OneStream is their commitment to always doing more and doing better. We heard about, their investments in AI, their partnerships with Microsoft, leveraging the power of Microsoft's scale to develop future enhancements and capabilities. I think that's always great to see. There's the ability to do more and more and more, which is always great for finance. I think one thing about finance is we're always kind of, we're not forefront of the business, so we tend to get not the capabilities we want. So it's great to see that OneStream is focusing on creating a better finance, organization for companies and helping us do things faster and better.
So, Mike, everyone talks about the one platform. So you are a typical example of consolidation being done on one software, and you also have a different vendor providing the planning software.
Well, you did.
So so when it became OneStream, how true of that statement is, like one platform having consolidation and planning, everything working together in one platform? How much of a difference you guys are seeing now?
It's a significant difference.
Okay.
So historically, we were on two different platforms for planning and global consolidations. And so you had different groups in the company looking at different sets of data.
Okay.
And now we're in one place. So we're doing all of our forecasting, planning, and variance analysis on the single platform. And so single global chart of accounts, speaking the same language, if you will.
Okay.
Let's dig in a little bit more into your background. It's nothing like getting the person into the podcast. So often, the people that end up owning applications like this have earlier in their career were users of similar systems, and it as they progressed in their career and as they got to something like a OneStream implementation, that sort of sometimes it's a user relationship with whatever the technology is for finance and the accounting office. Sometimes it was actually owning those applications along the way as well. How about you? Where do you fall into that continuum?
Yeah, so by trade, I guess you'd say I kind of grew up in the accounting and finance area, being, core accounting, closing business units and kind of that controllership role. I've also spent time in FP&A. And so I've got kind of the experience sitting in their shoes. And then about 7 or 8 years ago, shifted into more of the data and system side of finance. And so my roles over the last few years have been leading the teams that are responsible for the finance system strategy, the ongoing administration, and ultimately the roadmap to help finance organizations get to where they want. And so my experience with OneStream has really only been over the last year or so. Prior to that, I'd spent time working with Oracle and Workday and others. It's really impressive what OneStream's been able to do. and we're enjoying the benefits of it.
Okay.
So you have this broad experience with other vendors, and yet you're doing OneStream now. What drove that?
Yeah, so when I started at Univar about a year ago, I came in on the back end, so they'd already made the selection to go to OneStream.
Okay.
But immediately you can feel the difference in, I'd say, the vendor relationship. It's, they're still a growing organization, as you know, compared to some of the larger companies out there, and you get a lot of attention and a lot of focus on success. You hear about 100% customer success. You can really feel that immediately. And so I'd say that's one thing that stands out to me is just the relationship you get and the partnership you get with the firm.
Yeah. Sometimes smaller is better.
Yes.
Right. Oracle is a behemoth. SAP is not quite as big, but also huge. So I've been in the OneStream space since 2017. Was it
2018?
2018. So a couple of months after me. It's easy to not see that bigger picture. What I will say is when I went to Splash 2017, which was, I don't remember where that was any longer. I've forgotten. I was immediately struck by the vision that OneStream has that I didn't see in the technology vendor that I was working with at the time. The care, to echo your points, the care and the focus and the vision with OneStream is really like nothing I've ever experienced. I think it's borne out in your experience as well. So if you were going to look at your OneStream implementation a year from now, 3 years from now, I don't know that going out further than 3 years is actually possible in business, even though we try. What do you see? Where are you going with this?
We've got a pretty significant roadmap in mind. Like I said earlier, we're already closed consolidations. We are doing planning, although we're not really using all the capabilities and key driver or driver-based forecasting. We're going to get there. Later this year, we're going to implement people planning, capital planning. Mm-hmm. We're also doing general enhancements in our closing consolidation implementation, some better user experience, additional reporting capabilities than we have now. Into 2025, we're also going to look at going into account reconciliations, task management, transaction matching. So we've got a pretty significant
the whole thing.
We are.
For me to be ADC rather.
We've fully bought into the platform, and our roadmap indicates that.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Do you think? And we're almost running out of time here, so I'll keep this brief. The AI stuff that we're hearing about, right? I've been in this industry a really long time, and trends come and go. Sometimes they stick, right? Often they do, but not always. Do you think the hype around AI, and particularly in the Office of Finance, do you think it's going to come true?
I do. I think the technology is there. I've experimented a little bit with it, and I do think it's impressive. I think the harder challenge will be getting companies comfortable to adopt it. From a information security perspective, the CFO organizations themselves have to get comfortable with leveraging AI. But I think once we get past that initial hurdle of using it and getting comfortable, I think there's a lot of capabilities that will be unlocked, and especially on the planning and forecasting side, consuming the data. But it's really impressive, I think, what it can do. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to fully adopt it for the things I mentioned, but I think it's a really exciting thing that's not going to go away anytime soon.
We had a lot of clients who said, we know our process, but there are some things which were missing, so the AI can enhance that. It's kind of like complementary, not like AI taking over the person. So that's how they were looking at it, just enhance it.
Yeah, on the forecasting side, a lot of companies are very manual today.
Yes,
what do they do in Excel and then load it in? And if as long as you get the data that can inform the AI, I think there's a lot of obviously automation and insights that can be gathered from that. It's just a matter of time as companies adopt it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a real pleasure, and I hope that our audience finds this as valuable as we did as well. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mike.